Hey everybody, welcome back to O Taste and See. It has been a long time. I think the last video I posted was right before vacation, and between coming back from vacation, school, birthday parties, and then all the holidays, I just didn't finish out 2024, but I'm ready to start back in 2025. So let's get started with this video. We're going to be making some homemade chicken noodle soup. So as you know, in 2024, I made a goal that I was not going to buy store-bought bread. Well, I stuck to that goal, and I'm going to do the same goal for 2025. I had to buy bread one time, and that was just recently. We had some septic problems, so I couldn't use water, and I just really didn't want to fool with sourdough and trying to make bread. So I did buy some buns at the store, and I thought the kids was going to pass out when they seen them on the counter. So here I've took some chicken thighs that are half frozen, half thawed, and I am going to put those in a pot to get those boiling, and I'm going to put salt and pepper and a little bit of garlic on this and just put it on high and let it get to cooking so that I can shred that for my soup. As you see back there, I got a Nutri-Meal for Christmas, so I'm going to be experimenting with some fresh berries, wheat berries, and let me tell you, that has been a learning curve. Not everything that I have made has turned out. As you can see in this video, I'm going to be making some homemade noodles, and they don't turn out, but I hope to get better with that. But I'm still going to be using some white flour just so everybody can follow along. I'm going to put some chicken broth on that and put a little bit of butter just to help give that some flavors, since I'm going to be making a chicken soup. And I'm going to go ahead and get started on my noodles. A few videos back, I made noodles for lasagna, so you can catch that recipe. I'm not going to go ahead and share it again because I shared it for that lasagna recipe, and it's the same. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I plan to try to post at least 2 videos a month. I'm not going to go ahead and say 4 because I just got overwhelmed trying to make sure I got videos done and edited and up every Saturday. So I hope to post at least 2 videos a month. But if you have any recommendations on what you would like to see in an upcoming video, go ahead and leave those below, and I will try to work on something if I don't know how to make it, or I will show you my recipe if I do. So here I'm going to go ahead and clean some carrots, celery, and onions and chop those up. And I will be adding those to a skillet because I like to saute my vegetables a little bit just so I can get some flavor in those before I add them to my soup. I'm actually going to be adding a few extra because I'm going to go ahead and throw a small chicken casserole together just so I don't have to chop these vegetables again because I use the same thing in my chicken casserole. So I'm going to add salt, pepper, some minced garlic, and some parsley and onion powder to these. I'm also going to add a few tablespoons of butter and a little bit of olive oil just so that they can saute it up and have some flavor. So now I'm going to go ahead and take those chicken thighs out of the broth, and that's what your broth should look like after you get done. And I'm going to go ahead and chop, kind of slice that up just a little bit, and I'm going to add that back into my broth. And go ahead and add some vegetables to it. And in the meantime, you should be boiling some water to do some kind of noodles. I am going to make my homemade noodles, but as you can see here in a minute, they don't turn out like noodles. This is the first time I've ever made them with my fresh wheat berries, and they did not turn out. So that's going to be something I'm going to have to work on. But it kind of turned out like the texture of rice, which is totally not how it's supposed to turn out. So I don't know what I did wrong or whatnot. And I started not to share this, but I worked hard on videoing it. So I went ahead and was going to share it and show you that I'm not perfect and not everything turns out when I do it. So this should be some form of noodles. So you can go ahead and be starting to boil your noodles so that they can be done, and you can add that to your soup. This is actually going to be a creamy chicken noodle soup. So I'm actually going to add some heavy whipping cream just to make it creamy. And then of course I added some thickener so that it could be a little bit thicker than normal chicken noodle soup. So right there is what is supposed to be noodles. It is more like rice, but it still turned out great. My husband loved it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I'll see you next week.